Aloha teachers and parents, welcome to the study plan. My name is Kumu Kim, and in this episode we will be reviewing Grade 2 Week 4 Phonetic Spelling from Evan Moor. Now before we get started, if you could do us a favor and click the subscribe button down below, it would do us a great favor as we want to bring more content and views to this channel. Main idea, Grade 2, Week 4 Phonetic Spelling for Teachers and Parents. I'm going to run you through how to support your children or students. Let's get going. For this week, we have vowel consonants, consonant vowels, which are CV, and then we also have CVC words, consonant vowel consonants. So we're going to break these down, but before that, we're going to go over the Bossy R Rule. And in our Bossy R Rule, what that says is that the Bossy R turns around to boss the vowel around, and together they're going to make a combined sound. So for AR, it's going to make the pirate sound R, right? And OR is going to make the sound of a juicy fruit, which we're going to say or for an orange. Now let's get started on working on how to perform this task. So our first word, I, doesn't really have any phonics rules that we're really applying. Because I stands alone, it's always a capital, they're going to have to learn how to spell I, not as a lowercase, but always as a capital. So it'll be a line with a 1 underneath it, I. Next, we have the word up. For up, it's broken into two sounds, right? We have okay? After that, now we have the word it. And in it, what we're going to do is we are going to break it again into two sounds. It's a vowel consonant. I, t. Next, we have the word we. Okay? We kind of doesn't play fair because we have two sounds, e, and the E in there should actually have a friend to help it say its name. But in this case, it doesn't say its name. So it doesn't play fair in the English language. So it's going to be two letters, so e, and that E sound at the very end is only going to be made up by one letter. So oops, I get past that. Sorry, went back. E. Here we go. Two sounds. Next, we have the word or. Or, tricky. We just had that. It's our Bossy R that we just talked about. That is a combined sound. And because it's a combined sound, they don't separate. We don't go or. It doesn't work, right? It's or. One sound made up by two letters. Next one, we have the word for, right? Very much the same thing. But or is going to be after the f. So we have f and then or. Next word is him. Okay, three sounds. It's a CVC word, so we're going to go ha, I, m. There's our three. Next we have man. Again with our CVC. So it's going to be a, n. Next we have the word men. Very much like man. But this is really tricky for a lot of our students because they're having to distinguish between the a and the e. And I and e. These sounds a, e, and I, the short vowel sounds, they really get mixed up on those ones. It's very hard for them to distinguish. So we really need to focus as we're working with them on enunciating the a, the e, and the I. And our face, if we notice, a is going to be a much larger sound with our face and our mouth, right? And where's the position of our tongue? I is very much like a smile. It's our smallest sound. And is in between the two. So I is the tightest, is a little bit bigger, a is more open. Okay? So in this one, men, it's going to be n. Next one, for. Tricky one, doesn't play fair, right? So we have the word or. When we're going to use a little bit of some phonetics rules, even though this doesn't apply to this word, because we say for, right? But we're going to break this into its phonetic spelling, and we're going to say And is actually something that we call controlled R sound. Now that controlled R sound, what it does is it doesn't allow the vowel to say any sound at all except for the sound of or R, which is okay? So, the for, we need to help them understand how that word works by breaking it apart phonetically correct so they can hear those individual sounds and spell them out appropriately. All right, so let's review. What we talked about first is our short vowel sounds, which are a, ah, right? The 5 vowels, and they don't say their name. The next is bossy R's, and this is when the bossy R turns around to boss the vowel around, and together they're going to say combined sound. The last thing that we talked about is irregular spellings of words. This is when a word doesn't play fair for the word for that we saw already. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode, and until the next one, mahalos.